Hey folks, I'm Daryl Cagle, and we're starting to color the police violence cartoon that I drew yesterday with the targets on the back. So let's take a look at this. First thing I need to do is my housekeeping with this. Clean it up, get it ready to color. I just scanned it in and resized it to fit, so just getting to work here. In case you're wondering, I'm working on my Wacom tablet, which is right here, and I draw on it with the stylus to do the coloring, and I do my key commands down here while I'm coloring, so you get a sense of where I am with it. And please do chat so that I have something to talk about with you guys. Now, what's wrong with my stinking Wacom tablet? Well, looks like I need to make a correction here. Wacom. Is it demanding an update? Open pen settings. The pen is going on the wrong screen for here. And need to make it work. It's not under the right spot. So what do I do here? It's something I seldom do, and I don't know why I lost this working. Come on. Yes, Okomi, you're going to watch me work on the tablet, and right now I'm having trouble getting the pen to show up right under the pen point. It's coming up like 6 inches to the left. Calibrate pen, that's what I need. Oh, see, the trouble with doing all this stuff in real time is that you see me figuring all this crap out in real time. Alright, I want to calibrate the pen. Calibrate pen. Calibrate pen. Calibrate. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think that worked. I wonder if you guys saw that. Nice to see you here again, Okomi. Alright, sometimes the Wacom just wants to quit working. And that is what happened right there. But it's easier to fix if you do it more frequently and remember what you did the last time. Which I guess speaks well for it not going out very often. That I don't have to do it very often. Not often enough to remember how to select to calibrate the pen. But now it's fixed. And again, you can see me working on the tablet here. In fact, I can show it to you this way just as well. This way you can be equally confused by the crud on my dirty monitor, equally confused as I am confused. Again, my apologies for not drawing a cartoon for a while. I have been moving away from Tennessee, and moving as hell. I did a couple of cartoons that I did not stream. And I know I wasn't going to do that, but wasn't set up to stream for a while because I'm moving. Sad Jones Capone wanted to stop in and say you for current piece very well done. Well, thank you so much, Sad Jones Capones. I suppose with the kind words I might be able to ask you to follow me. I do need the follows. Yeah, what I wanted to achieve in this cartoon was some body language and expression. Target cartoons are nothing new, but if you can make the point of the day with body language and expression, then that's a better cartoon. And doing it with no words makes it work better internationally. I know they'll pick it up in places like France. So, no words has its advantage. Yeah, nice to have you back, Okomi. Sorry to be gone for so long. Let's clean up the tips on this little, see, what should that look like? It should go up like that, huh? That, and let's say a little bit bigger tip here, and a little bit bigger thing on that side. Get a little more over here. I think that's looking better. That's a little bit. I didn't calibrate the pen quite as nicely as I should have. Right. Is that looking okay? I think so. Okay, so here it is in black and white version. I think black and white version's kind of working and maybe doesn't need grayscale today. Kind of pleased with black and white version. Let's save. And, oh, I think you need my Wacom tablet view. Okay, there we are. I'm going to save this. Let's save as CMYK. $500. Okay. Okay. Now I need to make it CMYK. Add as many layers as I have space in the layers window. This is the black line layer. Grayscale I've got. Let's make it CMYK. Don't merge. Okay. I've got my Flint, Michigan water again. My red shirt and my Flint, Michigan water. I'm back to my roots. Okay, let's select all the white. Select color range white. Okay. Delete. Now let's select the inverse. We'll want that to be 100K. We'll fill and refill because it wasn't dark enough, and refill And refill again. Now let's see if it really came out as 100K. It did. Okay, now in the back layer, I'm going to fill with white, because the paper is white. And now, I think I can change my image size to 500 pixels per inch. I write DPI, but really it's pixels per inch. Caponis, weren't you going to follow me? I do need the follows. Now, these are going to have little light gray anti-alias stuff going on, but it should be nice and transparent. I must remember to select multiply for the top layer. That will make the colors underneath show through. Now, I'm thinking the background needs to be just gray. Let's do that with my gray texture, which doesn't work as well now that now that I've got I'm working at a higher resolution than I used to. So it comes out as kind of a paper texture. Which maybe in itself isn't so bad. As it's reprinted in newspapers, you kind of lose the texture. Oh, look at that. I'm drawing that all on top of my top layer. Let's step backwards, 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 forward. Alright, that should be on this layer. I do make lots of mistakes, don't I? Smaller that up, not that much. I do like this as a texture. Let's go to a little light brown and put that on another layer. Okay, I think that's about the extent of what we're going to have in the background. Alright, now what do they say? Do the things you know you have to do first. So let's do flesh tone on the black guy. That's pretty dark, isn't it? Lighten him up a little bit. Problem is printing is going to make anything with a heavy color even heavier. Folks are so quiet. Okay, let's give them a little lights and darks. Go for the darks. Ooh, that's pretty heavy. Drop back our opacity. So everybody gone silent today? Are you guys quiet? Okay. What do we want to do for his hair color? I guess his hair color could be kind of a gray. Let's go with that dark gray and give it a little extra blue. That just looks dumb, doesn't it? 70, 20, 0, 20. That's probably good. Pump that up. This is the comic book thing to do with black hair. You make it blue underneath a lot of black ink. And you kind of expect that. So it's not like you look at it and think it's blue hair, you just look at it and think it's dark hair. Because it's standard to make dark hair have a blue underlayer. Comics tradition. Let's give him some white eyes. Seeing as that looks like a problem until it's fixed. We can have some darker eyeballs. There we go. He's not looking bad. Okay, now I'm gonna want red on those targets. So why don't we do that? We know that we need that. So bump that up a little bit. We know the target has to be 100% red. Is this 100% red? 99. That's outrageous. And that's from the palette, the standard palette. this. Here's our copper. Okay, there they go. So I can do the cop's flesh tone before I start doing any clothes colors. Let's do that. Cop flesh tone. Let's call that 4/2020. 22. That's too dark. Everyone's so quiet today. My goodness. All right. He's also going to need his whites of his eyes, or that's just going to look wrong and bother us for a while. No red ties! You're back! Nice to see you here. Yeah, back in California with my red shirt. Not only the red shirt, but I've got my Flint, Michigan water again. A little bit too bright in here, I think. Okay. Now the copper has a blue shirt. Let's just call it blue shirt, because I'm not sure I'm gonna like the color. Let's call it 80-20. See what we think of that. Okay. A little bit of blue shirt shade. I think the hat is kind of the same, isn't it? Ooh. Okay, give them a little bit of the darker as well. Maybe that's the color I want for his pants. Nope. Go with this for his pants. Pants are darker than the shirts. Yeah, I want them to be more gray. Yeah, that's fine. got the pen somehow set to not vary its diameter, but rather the lightness when I press slightly. And I don't like that. I like for it to vary diameter rather than color. But moving back here, ooh. Dark details like that will not much show up in newspaper printing. Let's change that to 40. That to 30. To 10. Oh, that's good. I'm struggling with my pen settings. Let's see if I can change them. Calibrate pen. Alright, pen. Customize pressure. That's not what I want. I want to change the lightness with the pressure to be the size of the pen point with the pressure. Options. Hover click, click and tap. Oh, I'm not getting the options that I want. We'll go back to Wacom tablet. Don't know how to change this. Tell you what, I'm gonna need to go away for just a couple of minutes, and my apologies for the break, but I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Again, this is where I am coloring this on my Wacom tablet. This is what I'm looking at. I'm trying to fix my pen settings, and that just does the same thing as the other one, doesn't it? Customize with pressure does that. Doesn't help me get back to the size pressure thing. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to do with what I got. Okay. Yes, no red ties. I like for my pen to be set so that when I press harder, I get a bigger pen point, and press lighter, I get a lighter pen point. And now it's set for press lighter, give you lighter color. But I don't want that. I control my color by controlling my color. Alright, let's go with his utility belt. So now I have to draw everything hard to get the color I want. Where did I just draw this gray? Now I'm losing my place. Jeez. Okay, it's on this one. Well, I'm not getting that. And I'm not getting that. And I'm not getting that. So what I'm going to do... that. Alright. Now... I also guess I need some of that gray up here on his little walkie-talkie. Pain in the butt to have to adjust the diameter of this manually all the time rather than just through pressure. Yeah, sorry, no red ties. Actually, late Fridays is a terrible time to be drawing a cartoon. Because of the newspaper schedules. A little white in there. I know that thing on his sleeve really isn't like a metal badge, but what the hell. A little bit of darker there. Oh, you're getting chairback artifact. Yeah, I see. I don't really have much of a way to deal with that. Stuff is not quite as well set up as I would like it to be. Helicopter gunship. You know, you never miss anything with me because I will post my videos on darylcagle.com. So you can always go back and see how I did everything. In fact, when you watch them on the YouTube videos, you can run them at double speed and they're twice as interesting. Because I am kind of slow here. And I apologize for that. So let's give. Should he have a green hoodie? Yeah, why not? What do you think of this for hoodie color? Oh, I want that to go behind. Yeah, it's behind the. See, now if I had my width setting correct on my Wacom stylus. It's Wacom, not Wacom. Wacom stylus. Then all of these odd little corners I get to, I would have no problem because I just lighten up and it goes small for the corner. Now this way I have to go back in and touch everything up, which is a pain in the butt because I don't have my Wacom stylus settings correct. Wacom, I am told, not Wacom. Wacom. There's his pull string for his hoodie. Now let's give him a little bit of hoodie shade. Lighten that up. Did you give the black dude a mustache, or is that his darker top lip? That's his darker top lip. Does that read to you as mustache? No, I would not draw a mustache like that. That's his darker top lip. Okay, that's his hoodie. He needed to have some different than the policeman color. What should I do for his pants then? Because naturally you want to make them blue jeans. I guess blue jeans are a different blue than what he's got going on with the copper. So let's do that. Let's put his blue jeans down here. We'll make them 50, 20, 40, 15. Okay, light blue jeans. I thought his chin was his bottom lip, so I wasn't sure. Now I get now he has an underbite like the cop. Yes, a little bit of an underbite. There, that's enough different than the cop for the blue jeans. Yeah, I draw these things and I think they're so clear, and then you guys don't get them. I guess that's good. That needs to be darker. Glad it's clear for you, no red ties. Okay, there's his dark socks. Now I need to do his tennis shoes. A little bit of messy on these shoes. Ooh. Let's fix that. Helicopter gunship. Do white people see black people as less human, even subhuman or demonic, or do we see them as human as they are? Well, I'm sure there are some bad white people. But I think most people are pretty reasonable. Problem is the ones that aren't. Okay, let's give him some shoes color. 10, 10. That looks terrible. Maybe they just need to be gray. Let's go with white to start. Got white tennis shoes. Comey writes, hey Daryl, do you think the current situation is going to end up in an all-out war between Black Lives Matter and the cops? I think Black Lives Matter is pretty horrified by these cop shootings, and that has set their cause back. And I expect that they will respond responsibly. 5, 5, 15. How's that for some shade color? But, you know, these are difficult issues, and these videos of bad cops are truly horrifying. And the statistics are terrible, and I think I think the issue that gets glossed over in this discussion is that the underlying reason for all of this, most of this issue is the war on drugs. And if we weren't throwing people in jail for all these victimless drug crimes, we wouldn't have this big racial disparity of punishing black people way out of proportion. At some point you gotta just decide that the war on drugs has failed. And I'm at that point. You can't throw a vast amount of society in jail indefinitely just because you won't give up on your laws that don't work. Okay. I think this is, if not done, pretty darn close. Now the next question is, do I want to throw a little bit of muck in there to kind of unify it? I'm kind of thinking that I want to muck this up a little bit. So let's just give it a try. Let's say I'll move that one up there. And let's try a little bit of gray muck. Unifying gray muck. Yeah, background muck. I needed the background muck, but I'm thinking I might need a little bit of foreground muck. So let's give him some opacity. Let the opacity up. Giving him a little bit of gray muck here. All over gray muck. That's a nice effect on his shirt, where it doesn't really show up as much of a texture. Yeah, I think he needed that little bit of muck softening. See if I want to do that on the cop as well. Now that private prisons are viable, you can forget about the war on drugs to be repealed. That's the point. I think I'm kind of liking the muckness. You don't want me mucking it up, huh, helicopter gunship? Give him some target muck. I think the muck was helping. In fact, I can give him a little bit lighter muck over here. I think the muck helped. Made it look like I drew this on a kind of a textured paper. If it's too much on the policeman, I can give him a little bit of blue to lighten down the muck. If it's too much muck, I can drop the muck opacity. There. Is that better? 80.66 for muck opacity. I think that's probably good. Muck opacity at 6.6. Maybe a nice sunset in the background. Thank you, no red ties. Alright. I think he's looking done. Maybe I want a little bit of more dark detail in the shoe. And then I think I'm done. Politically neutral. Yeah, I guess it is politically neutral. I think I'm kind of politically neutral. I don't like violence against anybody. I'm not sure that anybody in this debate favors violence against anybody, so perhaps it is, rather than neutral, it's simply reflecting a broader, more reasonable point of view. Okay. I think that's it. Do I want to do anything more? He could have a little bit more shade under his nose. Blue shirt is bleeding up a little bit. Dark under the nose can go here in his ear. All right. Okay, I think this is good. I'm done with it. Save. Now I'm gonna save as. Three. Black and police targets 500 CYK. Skip the layers. Okay, save that as TIFF. Now that's going to be too big because it's 500K. Helicopter writes, I think you can argue a legitimacy in exacting violence upon those who seek to murder you for the shade of your skin you were born with. I don't think that's the case in this case. I think you have bad cops randomly around the country doing terrible things. Bad, stupid cops that should have more sense of their job and their surroundings. And it's interesting to me that people don't talk about them being stupid. There's this interesting case in Connecticut where applicants for the police force are given an intelligence test, and if they score, I think it's above 125 on the IQ test, then they're judged to be too smart for the police force, and they are rejected. And it seems to me that in these cases where you see the crazy fear from these cops in situations that should not elicit such fear, that these are just bad, stupid cops doing bad, stupid things, and they unfortunately have their incidents blown up into statements like yours of calling for legitimacy of violence against all cops. Pretty outrageous. That is not what should happen. Okay, I've got that at 4.5. No, the goop in the background is the background. That is all it's going to be. Adding a background, I think, would detract from the message of the cartoon. And in general, I don't like to do backgrounds. So that will be 1133 JPEG. Let's call that B for the JPEG. And then I've also got that black and white image that I saved first that I think I'm going to use for my instead of doing a grayscale, because I thought it looked pretty nice in black and white. Let's drag that over here. That'll be 133 C 774K, because I thought can't be found. Bloody hell. Things going wrong today. You move and things go wrong. So there it is in black and white. Helicopter Gunship writes, I don't buy the few bad apples theory. I think those aptitude tests also vet in favor of enlisting racists. Well, you have a much harsher view than I. I don't think I'd agree with that at all. Okay, so I am not going to do a grayscale version because I think this one works. And then that one. Do I want to get rid of the muck in the targets? Is the question. Or is the muck in the targets kind of nice? It kind of makes it look like it's showing through to the background a little bit. Helicopter Gunship asks, how do you determine whether to save it as a TIFF or a JPEG? Well, a TIFF is a non-lossy format. You want to use that as an archive format because you get complete, true, full information for all the artwork that you did. JPEG is a lossy format, but it makes for much smaller files. We have a 6 megabyte file size limit that we use for sending cartoons to papers, because if you send a file that's too big, it gets rejected by many editors' mailboxes. So I save them as JPEGs in order to send out to the newspapers, but I keep the archive copy as a TIFF in those cases when the TIFF is too large for the color files. I do send out the TIFF file as black and white in this case because it was a rather small file. Helicopter writes, sure, there are good cops, but the system is institutionally racist. That trumps a well-meaning cop who hugs his wife and kisses his kids every night. Which I think also misses the point that the system's institutionally racist because the war on drugs is institutionally racist. And if you got rid of that underlying problem to everything and decriminalize young black males, then the problem will be greatly relieved. Okomi writes, so how possible you see Trump winning the election? I think that's 50-50. Okay, this is done. I think I'm done. So, folks, that is the end of today's live stream. And I'm just going to send these out to newspapers right now. Good time to send out, 11:37 a.m. Pacific time on Monday. So, time when the newspapers need it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks to you, Helicopter Gunship seems to be a new regular. Thank you, Helicopter Gunship. And nice to see you here. No red ties in Okomi. I like having regulars. Okay, I'm going to try to draw more frequently, although I've got some other stuff I have to do the rest of this week with daughter's wedding this week. So I'm not going to be up to my usual speed on these things, but hopefully by next week I'll be getting back up to speed. So thank you so much, folks, and I will see you next time, and see you soon. And that is the end.